If we need an Absolute Batman movie, after reading the latest issues that came out for Absolute Batman, I'm beginning to realize how much we need a movie for this peak comic. Zack Snyder, I know I called you out in my last video, but I'm gonna need you to start working on that like ASAP. But nah, if they were to make some type of movie for this comic, it would have to be animated, cause I really can't picture it being adapted well into live action movies. Unless you try casting The Rock, and we all know how Black Adam went. And imagine the amount of CGI they would have to use for Bane and Mr. Freeze. Actually, on second thought, scratch that. They could just basically use the same CGI as they used for like Darkseid or the Hulk. And for Mr. Freeze, well, they'll probably just use like the same thing they use for horror movies. Cause look at this nigga. When it comes to making an Absolute Batman movie, animating it is probably going to be the safest option. Especially because I feel like with going the animated movie route, there's more potential for it to do well and to be successful. Because just picture how much better the fight scenes, pacing, and story would be. And you wouldn't have to worry about finding actors or it being adapted well. Plus, I'm really starting to get tired of the amount of live action superhero movies we've been getting. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the new Superman movie that dropped was pretty good. People have been telling me at least, but I'm starting to feel like we just have too many of those, and I want more movies like Into the Spider-Verse, Ultimate Avengers, or even a movie like Justice League Flashpoint. No, but I just believe that the atmosphere and theme of the Absolute Universe would just be captured better this way. And a lot of animated Batman movies that we have gotten have been adapted well from the comics, like Under the Red Hood, The Killing Joke, The Dark Knight, and the Batman Hush movie. So there is already evidence that this formula works. And once they flesh out the universe more, there's even more potential for what they could do, like even including the other Justice League members. And having movies with different League members facing off against their villains would be so tough to me. Like imagine the type of fights we got in Invincible for like Absolute Superman. And if we get some type of movie for these characters, I'm telling you, that shit would feed generations. And hey, I'm gonna just go on a tangent real quick. I know I've been talking about how it could get adapted into like a movie, but if it became a video game, but instead of it being like the other Arkham games, it would have like the Souls twist on it. And I know y'all about to say, hell nah, that shit sounds ass. There's already like OD amounts of companies trying to make Soulsborne games, but I'm just saying they might as well, because like bro, this man's ops are the type of shit you would see in games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, man. But I know we most likely never gonna see something like that in this lifetime at least, because we haven't even gotten a good Batman game since 2015, and Rocksteady still hasn't given us that Batman Beyond game. Like I'm telling y'all, that game would be an absolute money glitch for them. Like they would easily make at least 100 M's in the first week. But yeah, tangent over, y'all. Hey, but back to what I was saying. If we could get some type of animated Absolute Batman movie, I believe that shit could revive the DC animated universe. Because let's be honest, bro, it's been a minute since we got a good DC animated movie. I remember a time where DC dominated the superhero animation space. Like we had the Teen Titans, Young Justice, Justice League Unlimited, and Batman the animated series. Obviously these shows didn't all come out at the same time, but Warner Bros was on a run. Like they were going back to back bangers, 90s Bulls type of run. And that's just TV shows. In my opinion, the movies were competing with the prime MCU. Y'all could let me know if that's a hot take or not in the comments. Another thing I want to add is that I believe that the bold, gritty, over-exaggerated style of the Absolute Batman comics would like perfectly translate to animation more than cinematic or live action or anything like that, bro. Like imagine how hard the fight with the party animals in City Hall would go. And they could even add some type of like horror elements with when Batman's facing off against like villains like Mr. Freeze or like Scarecrow. Like I already know if they animate that shit right, the fear toxin sequences would go crazy. And obviously I do know we still need the universe to develop and more characters to be introduced and fleshed out. But I'm telling y'all, if or when we get an Absolute Batman movie, that shit would be like DC's Into the Spider-Verse. And probably revive the DCAU. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Love y'all consensually, and peace. I'm out.